Now this, which connects to all of that, the mother of Harry Dunn says she has renewed hope for justice from US President-elect Joe Biden, who has himself lost a child in a road collision. Harry Dunn was killed, of course, in an RAF in a crash involving Sacoolas near the US intelligence base RAF Croughton in Northamptonshire. This was in August 2019. Sacoolas was charged with causing Harry's death by dangerous driving. However, following a request by the UK, the Trump administration refused to extradite her, saying the decision was final. But now Charlotte Charles, who's Harry's mum, hopes that because Joe Biden has personal experience of having lost two children, that he might just understand. Charlotte joins us now. Afternoon to you, Charlotte. Nice to be with us. And of course, you've learnt in the hardest, most emotional way, and had to go on a journey that no bereaved mother should ever have to go on. But you've learnt just what a hurdle people talk about legal hurdles. You've seen these in spates and droves, the likes of which most of us have never seen in our lives.
Yeah, afternoon, Ian. Yeah, the last 15, 16 months since losing Harry has been horrific, but the last 14 months, I think in particular, since having to try and deal with both the UK and the US government, like you say, they've put hurdle after hurdle in our way, and I think each one of those hurdles they've given us, they've hoped that it would knock us down, but it's just made us more determined.
It seems incredible, doesn't it? And obviously, we've spoken about this many times, and we're talking here about this country and the United States. Somebody who is wanted for questioning over the death of a young man, your son. It should be the easiest thing in the world, Charlotte, right? You'd think, hang on, here's somebody the police want to speak to. They left the country in suspicious circumstances. Surely you just contact that authority and say, that's the person. Here's the evidence. We need to end off. And yet...
I certainly think so, yeah.
And the hurdles are not just lawyers making mischief. I mean, this goes right to the top, both in our administration and theirs.
Mm-hmm. They still at the moment continue to hide behind diplomatic immunity, which still to this day just amazes me that they could even try to do that. Diplomatic immunity or not, which of course we are of a very, very much of an understanding she did not have and does not have.
Yep.
You still can't kill somebody and just be able to fly home to the country that you're from, walk away from it, leave that family in tatters, and walk away from a justice system that is quite possibly the most fairest one in the world. It's just beyond me that both the UK and the US still continue to try to use the diplomatic immunity shield, if you like. It's totally and utterly wrong.
And you are hoping that Mr. Biden's own personal experience, as you rightly say, he in 2015 lost his son Beau, but he'd also lost a child previously in I understand, a road collision too.
Yeah. We really hope, he will be able to empathise with me and my family and not just sympathise. He has first-hand experience of something a parent never ever should have to hear. We have studied him as much as we possibly can. He seems a lot more human. He seems a lot more of a decent, kind man. So it certainly has given us renewed hope. And, Rad Seeger, our spokesperson, started reaching out to both the Republicans and the Democrats before this time last year to try and build relationships. And the relationship with the Democrats has only but strengthened. We met some of them in the Senate this time last year, and they were extremely supportive. Everybody in that room all sat and agreed with us that this is wrong. They agreed that it is morally and legally indefensible, completely indefensible. And to sit there in the Senate and hear them say that it meant so much to us, because it was just yet more of an indication that what we were doing back then and still are doing now is the right thing. And you're actually the first to know, Ian, but only less than an hour ago we had an email through, because Rad was in touch with one of those people that we met at Capitol Hill, one of the Democrats. He only contacted them again yesterday, and we've had an email back just in this last hour to say that they are more than willing to talk to us and engage with us on a far deeper level at the end of this week. So
that would be
that's
that would
amazing
be
for us.
incredible. And I know this is obvious. That would, I mean, let's all hope that really does come to something more positive, because where I started on this conversation, Charlotte, I mean, that word closure is often used, but I guess that is central to what you guys are looking for. Your son was killed. He was a young man, and the person that is responsible for this needs to face the music and stand trial.
Yeah, closure, you do hear people use that word a lot, and you don't realise how important it really is to you until it's something that you need closure on. Without our justice for our boy, we can't possibly get to the point where we can try to rebuild our lives. We try every day to get up, get dressed, and put one foot in front of another.
I was just going to ask Charlotte, how are you doing? How are you doing yourself? And I would imagine that's maybe that's a stupid question in a way.
Yes, it's incredibly difficult, and you just get to the point where we need as much support from both our friends, our family, our supporters, the media. We need as much support now, if not more, than what we did before, because we absolutely need this closure. Trying to get up every day and continue knowing that is far away. And without our trial, without her coming back to the UK, we don't even get our inquest.
No.
So I still don't know the last pieces of Harry's life. I know a certain degree, I know a certain amount, but I don't know anywhere near enough. I don't know who it was that dialed 999. I know it wasn't Sacoolas herself. I know it was a passerby, but we still haven't been afforded that information, so we can't go and personally thank that person and another one that we know was involved. We need those jigsaw pieces. I need to know what Harry was saying and feeling when he was laying face down in that ditch. And the longer that this goes on, it's turning into a lot of politics, but this comes down to me having lost a son. It comes down to him having lost a son. It comes down to all of us four parents and Harry's twin and the other siblings having lost a brother. We can very quickly lose sight of that in all of this, all of the politics that we've managed to get ourselves,
of course,
into. But we need that closure, and we need our inquest, and she needs to come back to the UK to allow that to happen.
Of course. Charlotte, thank you. And thank you for speaking with us. Our best wishes to all of your family as well. And it is tantamount to a crime in itself that Charlotte hasn't been given all of that. How hard can it be